Bonnie Bay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live. Let me get this camera adjusted here. There we go. Hope you guys are having a good day. I know it's been a stressful week for a lot of us. Uh, that's to be an understatement, but today is a fun day. This is our safe space, and we are going to have fiber fun today and talk just about whatever you guys want to talk about in regards to this wonderful craft that we use as our escape. Let me go ahead and just say hey to some of you guys in the chat. I want to say hi to Wanda. It looks like she said she had to go help her grandkids with virtual school. God bless you, Wanda. She says she'll watch later. I just want to say when you come back, I'm saying hi to you, Wanda. Hi. And Cynthia, I read your note about your brother. I have him. I've added him to my prayer list already while I was getting ready. Thank you for letting me know that. And Joni, thank you for letting us know about your sister Penny. Um, I don't know if that's the same sister who I've been praying for her eye. I don't know if that's the same one, but do let me know. I'd love to know how that resolved. It's been a while, about an aneurysm or something. Been praying for that for quite a while. And Leanne says, hey, Bonnie, hope you're all well. Sending love from the Isle of Wight. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a good week in many ways. Uh, despite everything else going on in the world, we're doing well. God is faithful in giving us his grace and peace. Hey, Alana, thank you for joining us. She says, good day to all. We have snow here in Middle Tennessee. Oh, well, enjoy that snow and keep it on that side. I'm enjoying being down in South Carolina this week with my mother-in-law, and she's doing great. Let me just give a quick report, and I'm going to try not to cry through this one too. She with the help of a special brace that she was able to get from some wonderful people in Florence, South Carolina, she's actually able to do some walking around the house now, which is the first time in a year. And this is like huge. And it's just added the independence back that she's used to. I mean, she still needs somebody here to be with her, understandably, but yeah, it's just fabulous to see her up and walking and getting stronger. My daughter Hannah, the month that she was here, 6 weeks that she was here, has helped her a lot to strengthen that. So, I mean, lots of good things to talk about today. So, whenever in doubt, look away from the television set, guys, and look up, look out around you. Things are not as bad as some people want us to believe. So, just praising God for that. And yes, if you just joined us, this is about crochet, I promise you, but there's a lot of other things about us too. So anyway, Katrina says, good morning from Northern California. And I'm getting behind on the comments again, guys, but give me a minute here. I do want to greet everybody. This is so important. Judy from Brazelton, she says, Happy New Year. Thank you, Judy. Happy New Year to you too. And Laura says, hope all are well and safe. Ohio has been cloudy, hoping for some sunshine too. In the meantime, I have sunshine, SONSHINE. I got that. That's great. That's always shining. Isn't that good to know? And I love what pilots say is, even though it may be cloudy, once you rise above the clouds, the sun is always shining. And we have Michelle from Omaha. Susan says, Happy New Year from Wellington, Florida. Yay, Florida. And Linda Jones says, hi, y'all. Back in my North Carolinian days I'm missing lately. Wow. And we have Esther. Hey, Esther, thank you for being in the group chat with us and for helping to moderate. I can't do this without you and Hannah. We have Brat's mom, wishing everybody a Happy New Year and for a good year ahead. And Swati, hey, Swati from LA. Wishing everybody happy Friday. Okay, thank you, Joni. She said it wasn't aneurysm. I hope she is doing better. I don't know if it's the same person, but I definitely have it written down, so I will remember to pray for her. And Barbara, just hope you're having a good year. Yeah, very good. So far, so good. Keeping our fingers crossed and waiting for those vaccines. You know how it is. And Esther says she's not going to be able to stay. That's okay, Esther. Hannah's got this, I think. But thanks for Oh, she says she's not feeling well. It's probably the flu. Love to all. Sorry to hear about that, Esther. I hope you feel better, sweetheart. Um, Give your mom and your sister and your brother-in-law a hug from me, and your other family members too, please. I look forward to where I can see you guys again. Angie, oh, she says, love your wrap. Very pretty colors. Thank you, Angie. I think she's talking about this one. In case you guys are new to the channel, haven't seen this, this is a hood. I'm not going to put it on, but this is a hooded, here's the hood, a hooded pocket shawl. Very easy. If you're looking for something to relax, to relieve any tension or stress, um, I can pretty confidently say that this is a really good pattern. The yarn I picked up at my local Walmart store, because, a lot of supply chains are, a little bit stressed right now with yarn. But, I saw this during a Walmart trip to get some food, which reminds me I need to probably go to Food Line today and get some more. I'm running out of milk. But anyway, picked up a couple of scans. It only takes two, and it crochets up very easily. It's relaxing. You really don't have to think about the pattern much. And if you don't want the hood, don't do the hood. Uses even less yarn. That's great. So thank you. But yeah, the colors, I love that self-striping yarn. That's relaxing too. The yarn does all the work for you. Oh, we have Diana, yeah. Waiting for snow in upstate South Carolina. You know what, Diana? I saw that report on the news last night, and they said that I don't know if we may not get any down here in the lowlands, but wow, snow in South Carolina. You don't hear that report very often. So stay nice and cool. Actually, a real quick story. I like to triggers thoughts. The first time I actually saw the snow coming down from the sky was in Columbia, South Carolina, back in 1981. So that's the first time I got to see snow, because we never had snow in South Florida. So anyway, okay, Lashana wants to know the color of this scarf. Okay, this scarf, you know what? This was a scan of self-striping yarn that I picked up in a clearance bin at a yarn store years ago. Put it in my stash, never used it, and pulled it out for this project. There is the name of this on my channel is Granny Square Shawl or Scarf. And I made the one in the picture with very floofy, thicker yarn. But what's really fun about this pattern is this is also, I was going to recommend this to you all. If you're looking for something that's just straight up crochet, you don't want to have to follow a lot of directions, this is it. This is really easy. It's the traditional granny square motif or pattern, if you want to call it. And I made one of these for my channel, and then I looked in my yarn stash and ended up with two self-striping balls of yarn I didn't know what to do with. It was much thinner yarn. This was, I think, a number 2 weight or a sport weight. And I just crocheted it up. I did 2 extra just sitting down because I just needed something to keep my hands busy. So it's very easy. Again, you don't even really need the pattern. I have the pattern in my Lovecraft store, and I believe it's still free. I'm not entirely sure if it is or not, but I think it's still free. If not, you really don't need the pattern for this. You guys could probably just do this in your sleep. But I just thought this is just fun. Wanted to wear something a little relaxing, a little less stressing. Let's see. We have Ann Butler. She says, hello and happy Friday. And thank you for your prayers, Ann. I know Joni and Cynthia are really going to appreciate that. And so you have Kim in the chat. And is it Amel or Amel? I hope I'm not saying that wrong, but probably am. But thank you for joining us and being patient with my pronunciation. Let's see. Emaine from Lebanon. Wow, I'm not sure we've ever had someone that I'm aware of from Lebanon. Thank you for joining us today. My husband's grandmother, she's long passed, but I remember her telling me about her trip she took to Lebanon in the 1960s, and she had a glorious time. That was before a lot of, stuff happened later in the 70s. But she loved your country. And I remember doing a special report with my church many years ago, and we had to get information on Lebanon. And it was so hard because this was before the days of the internet. So we had a great time traveling around our city. And we actually visited a couple of restaurants in Washington, D.C. to get information, and they were very helpful. And we just learned a lot. Just made me want to go. But thanks for being in the chat there with us, Emaine. Let's see. We have Leo says good morning from Leoma in is it Leoma in Phoenix, Arizona. Ah, I love your state, Leo. I used to visit my late uncle there. Ah, I'd love to go again. And that actually just a little year and a half ago was the last time I was there. Um, Lashana is in our chat. Okay, I already answered that. I hope that makes sense, Lashana. But if you go into like craft stores and you just look for like, I don't know, this is about 400 to 425 yards of a number 2 sport weight. Sock weight yarn works beautifully on things like this too, especially with crochet, since crochet tends to be a little thicker with the stitches than knit. So the thinner the yarn, the more you can really do, in my opinion, to a point. Sock weight yarn I love working with sock weight yarn and making scarves because they still have a lot of drape, and it can show off a lot of texture. So I hope that's helpful. Um, let's see. We have Janine in our chat today, and we have Wanda, the backwards wrong side crocheter. Hey Wanda, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. You're still on my heart and my prayers. And we have Sandra from Alabama. We have is it Gike? If I'm saying that right, from the Netherlands. Wow. Selena from Georgia. Jan from Illinois. She said she's on a break at work. Oh, maybe we can get you a nice long break, Jan. And Carolyn from Jacksonville, Florida. And Kim says Happy New Year from the UK. Hope you guys are doing okay over there, Kim. And we have Sandy from Romper. Hello again from Romper Room Sally. Okay, Sally. I said Sandy. Sorry. I need to clean my glasses. Sally. And we have Cameron. She says, I know the pain of walking. I have gout, arthritis in the big toe joints. Ow. Yikes, that could be really tough. I hope you're feeling better, Cameron. And I just got a bunch of, hold on a second, guys. I just got a bunch of things loaded into, backing up. Now I'm really behind. But hey, I don't have any place to be but here. So, okay, we have Nancy in our chat, Nancy Pennington. See Cynthia, Sandra. Hey Sandra is in our chat. Says hello Bonnie and every crocheter today. Thank you, Sandra. And let's see. Okay, so Hannah just noticed. Okay, I haven't noticed the new comment coming in about somebody wanting me to talk about yarn weights and everything. That's a complicated one. I think that requires a video. And just to let you know, for Christmas, I got a fantastic book on yarn. It's just about fiber weights and how they're made and where they come from. And I mean, it's like this thick. And what I'm going to be doing in the future, I am going to read. And I'm going to put some videos out there soon. I think I'm going to do a whole series on animal fibers, natural, just kind of explaining it all down, because it's very complicated. But in a nutshell, we have a numbering system in the US. Now this may vary from the yarn found in other parts of the world, but there are commonalities. And if you ever have any questions, you can go to a site. It's called Craft Yarn Council of America. And they have a site that has a lot of helpful information and a big chart that will explain in more detail than what I'm going to say right now. But basically, there's a numbering system. It starts off at 0 and it goes all the way through, like, I think 7 is the biggest number I've seen. And that's like super thick. Most people, when they start out with like Red Heart Super Saver, which is a number 4. yarn, which is this yarn you find mostly in Michael's or Walmart, or it's just the main stuff. And it used to be called 4-ply, but we can't even say that it is 4-ply. But that term 4-ply used in the UK means something completely different, so it can get very confusing. Um, but this is a number 4. Other words that we use to describe the number 4, not 4-ply, but a number 4 yarn in weight would be worsted or Aran. I think in the UK and in Europe they say Aran weight. In the United States we say worsted. Um, there's synonyms meaning the same thing. So number 4 weight is what I used on this. For this project, it was a number 2, which is called a sport weight. Some companies call that baby yarn weight, or they used to give it names, different names all over. But if you look on the label, there should be a little icon that looks like a scan of yarn or skein of yarn. I always say scan because that's what I learned. People are always trying to transform the way I say that. My brain is not going to be able to do that anytime soon. But the little picture of I'll say a ball of yarn. How's that? A ball of yarn. And it'll say a number 2 for the lighter weight. And let's see. Yeah, everything else here that I have here is a 4. So anyway, a sock weight yarn is a number 1 generally. And then there are thinner yarns. There's lace weight, which is very thin. And then you get into thread, which is a whole nother category. And then you get the thicker yarn. So I don't know if that's enough information. That's not even the tip of the iceberg, but just to say, tune in. And if you have any specific questions, email me. BonnieBay@me.com. That email is in the video description below. I do respond to that as soon as I can. So I hope that's helpful on that. But thank you for that question on the yarn. I want to get into more detail on that, and I'm so excited about stuff that I'm learning about the way animal fiber yarns are made, and how there's like probably 1,000 different kinds of wool out there, and I mean, it's getting into the like microscopic kind of stuff on this, and what makes these fibers different, and even how they're processed changes their characteristics. It's like, well, anyway, I'm getting excited about that. I am going to come out with probably a video series in the future on this, because I think it's needed. Let's see. We have Patty from West Virginia. Oh, thank you, Jan. She says she likes my kerchief. And Linda from Kansas. She says, appreciate your videos. I learned to crochet during the pandemic. Thank you, Linda. I'm glad you found the channel. I thank you for your support, because you guys are helping me to grow, and I'm really excited about that. We're like this close to 150,000 subscribers, and really excited about that. Just this past, I think it was January, about a year ago, we passed into the 100,000. So, it's really exciting to have grown by like 50% in such a very short time. So, anyway, so Lynn says, oh, thank you, Lynn. She's just wishing everybody well, and prayers and well wishes for everyone under the weather. Thank you. We have Miss Condor. Oh, thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. And Gail's looking after Esther. Thank you for that, Gail. And let's see. We have Ria from the Netherlands. Yeah, Lashanya wants to know the color. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lashanya. I don't have that information. I wish I did. But again, I don't know that it would even be available anymore. That's what happens when you find yarn a lot of times on sale, whether it's online or like in those clearance bins in a lot of places in yarn stores. It's usually because they've discontinued it. So it's a lot of fun to use that for a design here and there. I try to stay away from it for absolute designs on my site, because then you guys can't use it. You can't go out and find it and enjoy the same kind of yarn, which is why I featured the Lion brand fuzzy yarn for the design on this in the video, because that yarn is available and I really love it. I've got some more that I'm gonna thinking about working on something with in the future. But that's just me, always trying to come up with something. Um, and Jeff, is it Grail Girl One says, I'm making your Celtic wrap now. Love it. Well, thank you. I'm glad that's working out for you. Um, let's see. Jan says she's supposed to get her package from me today. Yay, I hope it comes. I hope it's not bent up. Thanks for your support there too, Jan. And I think Jan's talking about a book. So if you all ever need, again, I'm not going to turn this into, a salesman time, but if you ever need a book, you want to, any of my books that I have available in my Etsy store, and you want a signature, autograph, whatever, I generally sign all of those before they go out the door. And if you're looking for a special gift for a crochet friend, even, just let me know. Some of these books in my store ship free. So just to let you know that, I tried to do that so that, I can kind of try to compete with Amazon a little bit, although that's just about impossible. But not everything ships free, but a lot of the stuff in there does. So just let me know. Again, email not email, the links are in the video description below. And let's see. We have Nancy, says, from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Hey Nancy, I'm over here in Conway. We need to get together and have some, well, I know pandemic stuff, but hey, when things clear up, look me up, okay, on email. We can maybe go out and, I don't know, get something to drink, get a soda or something. That would be kind of fun. And also, Nancy, do you ever go to the Knit and Purl in Myrtle Beach? If you haven't been there, my friend, you need to check it out and tell them Bonnie sent you. They have a fabulous store. I think it's one of, not the, but one of the prettiest stores I've ever been in. It's nice and roomy, lots of room to walk around so that you don't feel claustrophobic. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Okay, Swati would like to know about the blanket. You mean the blue, or I'm not really going to talk about this one yet today. The blanket, are you talking about this one? I'm not sure which one, Swati. And someone else said their mother was in Merle's Inlet. Very cool. This is a good place to be. Okay, let me go ahead and go through some of these other questions. Jacqueline says, I'm currently working on the Arrow Stitch baby blanket for my great nephew due in June. I love your patterns. They are so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. That is one of my favorite blankets to crochet, because just like crocheting this, it's just, it's just an easy repeat. I mean, once you understand what you're doing, it's just an easy repeat, back and forth, back and forth. And the Arrow blanket, by the way, works really well with color changing yarn too. It's just, I think I use the ice cream yarn by Lion Brand. I think just one of those really big scans, balls, whatever, of yarn works really well with that. Okay. Okay, she's like, oh, the big white one, winter blanket, I think you called it. Oh, okay. I don't have that. I thought it was something here. Yeah, that one I am in the process of writing it. It's the videos are complete, the editing has been completed. I just have to write that one and get it tech edited for you guys. And that's actually the next thing on my list. I just had some other things that I had to do this week, and it just takes a long time to write and to get it right, and even when we get it right, or we think we've gotten it right, and tech edit it, as you know, things happen sometimes. But I just have to sit down and write that one, Swati, and that is on my agenda. That is the next priority. And I was actually pushing out something else yesterday. I spent, oh my gosh, 5 or 6 hours in front of the computer recovering video footage that we thought we lost. And this is on like a full Afghan from start to finish, but we were able to recover them. I had an SD card, for those techies who know what I'm talking about, had an SD card kind of go belly up on me. And it would be the one that I had a lot of stuff on. But my husband, the gadget man, the physicist extraordinaire, knows how to deal with these things. Okay, it's the plancha she's talking about. Okay, thank you, Hannah. So anyway, spent probably 5 or 6 hours working on that. got it put together. This is for something for Annie's that's already been published a long time ago. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you because it's a design that's out there. It's but the videos aren't coming until this summer. Once the this pattern is going to be released again in another format or in another publication by Annie's. It's called the Celtic cable throw, I think. I mean, there's so many of my stuff out there with Celtic this or that and the other, but it's basically another sampler Afghan with a bunch of stitches that many of you probably already know. It has the 4 tassels on it. It appeared back in 2019 in one of their publications, and they wanted to bring it out again. So I just told them I'll do the videos for it. So I did all the videos, and then yesterday put that all together, and it has like, I don't know, 8 or 10 different stitches in it. So it's a little bit of a stinker if getting all those stitches in it, but it's done. The videos are ready to go. They just have to sit there and wait until the summertime. So, as a designer, I'm always working like 6-8 months ahead of where I need to be, if that makes any sense. So this was work that's coming out in the summer, but I am getting to that white Afghan. She's asking about this one. This is Bonnie's Woodland Cabled Throw. Becky was wearing this last week. Got a bunch of stuff here. This is a poncho. You can wear it. Put this over your head, and it's worn as an asymmetrical poncho. Or you can. Let me show you what you can do with this. This is really fun. You can unbutton the buttons, and you can wear it as a wrap, or as a stole, or as a super scarf. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. I mean, a lot of I have a friend in California, a dear friend. I'm gonna cry if I start talking about her too much because she's a sweet friend and I miss her terribly. They had to move out there for job situation, but you can unbutton this, and if I can do this without knocking my computer off my lap, you can wear it. You can also wear it, as a wrap. You can, wrap yourself up if you want like a super scarf kind of a thing going out on one of those cold mornings. You just want to throw something over your coat to keep the air out. I mean, this definitely works. This is using, I put a video link in the video description below. Put this, I'm going to take it off because I still am in South Carolina, guys. And Mrs. Barker keeps the temperature very comfortable in here, which means if I wear a sweater or a couple layers, I'm going to be perspiring. So that's Bonnie's Woodland wrap. Again, I wear it more as a poncho, but it's a lot of fun. I love this yarn. This is from Knit Picks. In case some of you don't know about Knit Picks, it's an online yarn source. Of course, you can use any worsted weight yarn you'd like. This is kind of a heavier worsted weight. On Knit Picks site, it's listed as a heavy worsted or a number 5, but I really think they should have kept it a number 4. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But they do clarify that it's a heavy worsted. So, you can use anything you want. This yarn is actually a blend of wool, sheep's, I think it's merino wool, and I have to verify that, and a little bit, I think about 15 or 20% alpaca, and some of the Donegal, the flecking in the yarn as well. So yeah, that is in the video description below. It's called Bare Woodland Tweed. That's the name of the yarn on their site. It's not cheap. It's an investment. I believe I used 10 scans, but I'd have to double check the pattern on that. The videos for this are only available on my watch site, my watch.bonniebaycrochet.com, the new subscriber site. We talked a lot about that last week, and I don't want to bore you all to tears about it, but the watch.bonniebaycrochet.com site is my new commercial-free, spam-free, it's just pure instruction. It's a site that has currently about 70 hours of crochet. And that's 70 hours for right-handed, 70 hour of instruction for left-handed. Um, I have some behind the scenes videos that I'm starting to put up there now. But the videos are only available on the site to subscribers, or if you purchase the pattern from my lovecrafts.com. And again, Bonnie's Woodland Wrap. Um, the video links for a private link to another location is included in that pattern. So you can get the videos, but it's only through purchase of the pattern. It's just, I'm trying to, I just mentioned this earlier, trying to keep some of my things a little more exclusive so that they're not hijacked as soon as I put them out there and copied by, some of the other sites. Um, Not that people, well, it does happen. It happens a lot. I've had a lot of, I'm not going to beat this down too much, but as you know, in the internet world, it's real easy for your stuff to be copied and pirated. Both of my full-size books have been pirated, been shut down by the publishers, but they pop up. You cut the head off in one place, two more heads pop up. So it's just the way things are. So it's just kind of my way to just trying to keep it a little more exclusive. And I do have the Afghan I was talking to, answering Swati's question, that is coming. I can't give a date just yet, but that's my next high priority on my writing assignments. So I hope that's all right. Let me go ahead and answer some more, check in with you guys in the chat, and I want to show you something else. Um, Let's see. Oh, we have Alma from Houston, Texas. Okay. Wow. Craftsy Wendy from Kansas. Wow. And we have Sheila. And let's see. Susan says, hello, everyone watching and trying to get an order finished. All right, Susan. I'm guessing that's an Etsy order, maybe. And Archer Nay says, good day, Bonnie and Becky and all my friends. God bless you. Thanks, Archer Nace. I'll tell Becky you said hey. She's actually working today. Back on the job, back down in her neck of the woods. But Hannah's serving us today, and thank you, Hannah, for doing all that you're doing. And thank you, Kathleen and Judy, and Beatrice from New Mexico. Wow. Hey, my friend Stephanie's in New Mexico. Tell Stephanie I said hi. See, Alma, she says, hi, Bonnie. I'm on my third Aaron Hart's throw for my grandkids. Thank you for being such an amazing research. Thank you, Alma, for your kind words, Alma. That is so sweet. Yeah, that's one of my, I really enjoyed that design. I have to show you all the originals sometime, because the original has some issues that the pattern does not. I may have to show my subscribers of my other channel that sometime, because I don't know that you guys would be interested in that, but a lot of times as designers we do prototypes, or just we just do something to see if something is going to work. And I did the entire Aaron Hart's throw. I did it much larger, so it actually fits like a queen size bed. But when I sold that design to Red Heart Yarns, I mean, this was like back in 2011. It's been a while. Sold them the design. They wanted it to be much smaller. I think 50 by 45 or something like that. So that's why the size is what it is. And that's also why I get a lot of people contacting me. How do I make this thing bigger? And it's just kind of like, well, it's not exactly as simple, just give you a number and you can do it, because it's a little complicated with the heart motif going down the middle. I can give you a number for all the other stitches, just do this, but then again, you have to add rows, and and I know a lot of you understand that a lot. I get really interesting requests sometimes, like, can you make this fit my my queen size bed or my king size bed? And they give me the dimensions, and I'm like, you don't understand. You're just asking me to do 5 days of calculations, and I'm not going to be able to do that for you. But I know most of you understand that it's kind of a trial and error, and lots of math, and mostly algebra. I really don't do calculus anymore, but I do a lot of algebra with these patterns, especially sizing a sweater. It reminds me, I've got that after that white Afghan I was talking to you about with with Swati. I've got an Aran cabled sweater coming to my subscriber based channel. And I didn't mention this. I want to mention too that these patterns, those who are subscribed, they don't have to pay for the new patterns coming out. If I own the copyright, that's a complimentary PDF to those. I'm just trying to encourage people, to check out the site. And if you want to do that, you can browse. You can't watch the videos. You can watch some of the behind the scenes videos. Those are public, but the others are not. And again, there's a lot of duplicate content that's on my YouTube channel, but they are totally commercial free, ad free. And I know a lot of people prefer that. I kind of do. But anyway. So just keep on going. Yeah, Alma corrected errands. Yeah, isn't it funny what the correction on our typing will change the word to. Try typing a crochet pattern with abbreviations. Oh my goodness, I can't even I can't even talk about some of the things that autocorrect changes when I start typing things. It's really comical. And it becomes irritating, but then I have to turn it off. But anyway, we have Nicole from Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. And we have Mary Ford McCourt from Crystal Coast of North Carolina. Great. Hi, neighbor. And we have Garden Tones, says first time here. Okay, yeah, that was the question I tried to answer earlier. Thank you for posting that, Hannah. Hannah sent me a quick text to get my attention to your question. I hope that makes sense. And we have Donna from Washington State, Deloise from East Plains of Texas. Wow. And Kimberly from Richmond, Virginia, 39 degrees. And Archer Nay says, absolutely love the cow. Well, thank you. And Kathy Ann, she says, hello, Bonnie. Have you ever done any amigurumi? Actually, see that doll right there? I found that in my stuff upstairs, and I went ahead and put that out. That's one of the few pieces I've ever done. I used to do a lot more of that many, many years ago, and I actually made that doll when I was about 12 years old. And the hair is a little bit messy right now because my daughters played with it. I don't know if you played with that doll, Hannah. Do you remember? I know Becky did. I don't know if you remember playing with that doll, but a little quick story. I love that kind of craft, but I see so many others. Like if you've seen the books by Lord Carey, she has some beautiful stuff out. I actually bought a couple of her books because I just thought her work is just so cute. I don't make a lot of it. Actually, I haven't done anything like that in years, mostly because it's just very tedious. It's just not something that I'm a big fan of to do, but I love the finished product, if that makes sense. I bought this kit from a store. This is going back into the archives. So if any of you guys ever remember a store back in the 60s, 70s, maybe 80s, but this was back in the 70s, called G.C. Murphy and Company. I bought a yarn kit at G.C. Murphy's, and this was the Goldilocks in the Three Bears. Well, I made the Goldilocks. I really liked her. But then I started making the Three Bears, and I just didn't like the way they were coming out. I don't know. It's easy to say, oh, there was something wrong with the pattern. No, I think there was something wrong with me. There was something wrong with the way I was crocheting it. And I just wasn't really happy with the way the heads were coming out. And so I just stopped working on it, and I never, ever got back to that. So that doll must be at least 45 years old. So it's been a while since I've done that. I've done other larger kind of things like that. I remember making pound puppies for people when I was single. When they would have babies, I would make them a stuffed pound puppy with crochet, which is a really hard pattern to follow. But anyway, yeah, I won't be coming out with any of this. I shouldn't say I won't be doing something, because every time I do that, I end up doing something. Okay, so I have to look at that question, Hannah. It went by kind of fast. Um, Let me just keep on going here. Yeah, so I don't, that's my long answer to your short question, Kathy. I don't design that kind of thing, mostly because there are so many people out there that do such a great job already, and I just can't compete with them. I'm just gonna kind of stick to my niche right now. But maybe if there are grandkids in the future, who knows? I may get the itch to do something like that. But yeah, I just love, I just like to stand back and admire other people's work out there. Hey, we have Johnny in the chat. He says, "Hi, Bonnie and buddies. Praying everyone is well." Thank you, Johnny. It's good to see that you're there. Um, let's see, Vicky. Let's see, and I got a bunch of people, bunch of things loaded at the same time. Hold on a second. Let me go dig. I am way behind, guys, but hey. Okay, and Nancy wants to know, do I know how to do graph gans? Um, I I've seen them. I haven't actually designed any of those, Nancy. Um, but I'll have to look into that. I think they're really cool. There's a really pretty one in the Crochet World magazine, or is it the Crochet magazine? Well, one of the magazines that published recently. There's a beautiful graphic of a red pickup. No, was it a blue pickup? I think it's a blue pickup truck with flowers in the back. And I thought, oh, that would be so beautiful to do with, but make their truck red, because we have a like a 23-year-old Ford red F-150 pickup truck in our family that's started out being Mr. Barker's, my late father-in-law's truck, and then it was passed down to my son, and then my younger two sons, and then now it sits at our house, and whoever needs an extra vehicle, which is usually me, gets to drive it. It's still working. Just wouldn't take it on a long trip, but yeah. Let me get back up here. Okay, so I am way behind. Um, we have Elaine says, "Good morning, good afternoon, Bonnie from South Carolina. Hope you're having a great day." Yeah, Elaine. Um, Wonder where you are in South Carolina. Uh, Beatrice, you're so kind. She said, "I'm surprised you don't have more subscribers. You should have 1 million. You're the bomb." Thank you, Beatrice. Yeah, if you guys wanted to go dig up a million of your friends to subscribe, I'm good with that. Yeah, I think crochet is, it's just not as mainstream as I would like it to be. But hey, um, let's see. We have Patsy Wise in the chat. And Cameron says, "I spin my own yarn from wool by using washed and carded wool. I use a drop spindle." Well, good for you, Cameron. That's fantastic. Um, we have, is it, I'm going to mispronounce it, but a friend from the Netherlands. Is it Neil J? I'm sure that J must be silent. But yeah, well, thank you for joining us. Even though I can't pronounce your name, thank you so much. Um, all right. We have Amy Joe. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to try to look for some questions, y'all. Um, let's see. You have Elaine Erskine from South Carolina. Trish. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. Okay, so I answered Swati's question. And we have Terry. It says, "Hi, I love your patterns. They are fun and challenging. They're so beautiful." Thank you, Terry. That's so sweet. And we have a Bonnie from Colombia. Yes. Hola, amigo. Buenos dias. That's it. Buenos dias. Um, oh, I am beyond rusty. And we have Loretta. She says her mother-in-law is in Murrells Inlet in South Carolina. Very cool. Cynthia is working on the colorful cables throw. If y'all are looking to learn a bunch of different stitches, that's another really fun, I think fun because it's colorful. Um, okay, I'm getting distracted. Um, okay, yeah, the colorful cables throw, you can learn a lot of different stitches in that one. And if you don't like a particular stitch, you don't have to do it. You can just maybe do something else in for that little panel. So I have to bring that one out and show you guys again. Um, there's a whole slideshow on my channel when you go to my home page. If you want to see all the different variations of that colorful cable throw that many of you made, I just love watching that. Um, and let's see, answered Swati's question. Yeah. Yeah, Nancy says as soon as we can, we'll hook up. Yes. You know, we could even meet at that yarn store, Nancy, if you want. The yarn store in Myrtle Beach. I haven't been there in a long time just because of the pandemic and just trying to keep Mrs. B safe here. Um, we have Irene. Yay, Irene. You made it today. I finally got to your comment today. um, and let's see, I answered Kathy's question. And Joanne says, or Joan, I'm sorry, Joan says, love your show from Rocky Top, Tennessee. Oh, that makes me want to sing the song. Yes, well, welcome. Wow. Jacqueline says, I'm using the Lion Brand ice cream yarn, I guess, for my Arrow baby blanket in the colorway Blue Moon. Oh, I bet that's beautiful. I love that yarn. And Swati says, now I can see you have this stole and then the new poncho wrap and not the blanket yet. Yeah, I'm going to hold that one back a little bit until I'm a little bit closer. We have Pooja from India. Wow, welcome. And Yarn Joy podcast. And see, Nancy says, I've been learning a lot of different things on crocheting. Do you know how to do Afghans? I already answered that one. But I'm finally catching up to where my eye caught that. Let's see, we have Sandra in the chat, and let's see, Freaky Geek is here. Hey, Freaky Geek. Wishing everybody a happy new year. Oh, thank you, Pooja. Your comments are so kind. Um, and yes, I am in good health. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. That you guys, your words really do affect me. I know I say that a lot, and I run out of responses, to how to respond. But just thank you just never seems to be enough. But thank you. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You all are what's right with the internet, and what's right with being in cyberspace. And I feel like this is where my friends are. It really is, especially after this year. I don't. I've been bouncing back and forth between South Carolina and Maryland and being, kind of social distancing in both places and, you know, don't see anybody anymore, but just being, interacting like this with you guys is really the highlight of my week. We have Yvette wishing me and everybody a happy new year, Merry Christmas. Hope the new year brings health and happiness and success to you and your family. Thank you so much, Yvette. Yeah, God is good. Lots of mercy, lots of grace. Oh, thank you, Nancy, for your sweet words there. And Lynn says, love the woodland wrap. My husband wants me to make a couple for his female co-workers that have been laid off. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's tough. Um, and yeah, thank you, Laura. She says she likes that yarn for the shawl. And let me say one thing about the yarn too, that if ever I have a design out there and the yarn is just too expensive for you guys and you're looking for a good substitute, feel free to substitute your favorite yarn, it within the yarn weight, if you know what I'm saying. And if you ever need help, just let me know. I mean, contact me on my email address and I'll see if I can think of some other more cost-effective yarns. When I put my patterns up in the Lovecraft store, and for this one in particular, because Lovecrafts does not carry this yarn, that's only a Knit Picks special. I did try to list a couple, at least two other options. Another good option for this that's a little bit, it's lower cost than this, is the Barocco vintage yarn, the Barocco vintage, just Barocco vintage. I believe that's a worsted weight yarn. It might be a little bit thinner than this, but I think it'll still work up fine. it's 50% acrylic, 50% wool, which is a really good blend. And I'm not a big fan of wearing a lot of acrylic. Actually, I'm wearing this acrylic scarf today. I think this is a blend of, no, this is actually wool. This has some wool in it, but uh, acrylic generally heats me up a lot, so I really prefer something more breathable, and wool has more breathability. And when it's blended with the acrylic, with the way Barocco does it, it's still very wearable, for me even. So that's why I'm recommending it. It's going to be more than your Walmart Michaels yarn, but I mean, you can even just use, Red Heart Super Saver if you want to. I don't think the drape is going to be the same, but you can maybe like Red Heart. Trying to think what they have out there. If they still have the soft, is an option too. I mean, there are a lot of good options. The paint box yarns from Lovecrafts I found to be very, very quality control wise, very nice. I went through about, I think I've been through 60 scans of their yarn in the past year, and I think I found one or two knots in all those scans. So that impressed me a lot. And Knit Picks has another type of yarn called, it starts with a G, and I can't remember the name of it, but they have a worsted weight acrylic yarn also that's actually quite good. And I used that on the autumn cabled throw. So anyway, we have Brenda Young in our chat. And let's see, Blue Hydrangea says, I see many Carolinians here. I'm from upstate area, South Carolina, in the foothills. Very cool. Just to let you know, I'm a Gamecock. For those of you who know what that means, if you're a Tiger, please don't be angry with me. It's been a long time since I've marched in the band there. But yeah, I spent many years in South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina, and then since I got married, I've been out of state in places north because of my husband's job. But all the holidays, and we're down to South Carolina at least 2 or 3 times a year. But in the last year or two, I've been living in South Carolina more than in Maryland, just with the caretaking thing that we've been doing. But just really thankful for my daughters, Becky and Hannah, who have also, we've been tag teaming, and they've been great helping out. And Hannah may be getting ready to take over more full time, so I'm really thankful for that. All right, so let's see. How did I skip down here again? All right. Um, is the platform the right word? This Freaky Geek is asking. I guess you're asking about my watch.bonniebaecrochet.com thing. That might be the right word. um, Brett's mom says she likes watching the watch videos. Wonderful to watch, even if I'm not making anything. Well, thank you. And I am looking forward to putting more stuff there. Brat's mom, I'm actually going to be, I know I say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but I do have a lot of things lined up. It just may not be releasing, rapid fire, but I have another design, which is an old design that's already on this channel, but I'm going to be bringing that. There's the Erin, it's, the Erin Mystery Throw, I believe is what it's called. And it's on this channel, but I'm going to be bringing that to the platform very soon. I just have to do some computer work to finish some things off to activate it there. That'll be probably the next thing. It's like a 6 video series, so which means 12 videos for me when you get the right and the left-handed. So that'll be coming soon, and we've got other stuff that's going to be coming, commercial free there very soon. Okay. Thank you, Wanda, for your comment. And Elsa says, hi guys, I need to do a dress, but the bodice part is challenging for me. Is there any way you could assist? It does not matter the pattern. That's a good question. Those are tricky. I guess that might be something you could open up a discussion on Facebook with, Elsa. You might be able to get, a wider audience there on that question. That's a tricky one. Not many people design dresses, and I think it's because they're they're tricky and they take a lot of time. I think I've done one, and I love the dress that I did. But there's no way I could put that into a pattern because it would, oh, it would be so hard because I combined I did it in lace weight. It was a silk. I know this is gonna sound so extravagant, and it was. It was a silk wool blend, um, and I combined it with some fabric for the top, the sleeves, and the skirt. I used, I forget the name of the fabric, but it's something that's very hard to sew. So it's a combination of machine sewing and pattern cutting and crochet. And I added beads to it too. So pearl like trim beads. And I really would love to bring that to a channel some point. Maybe, maybe I might actually, now that I'm thinking out loud, I might bring that to my other site to show you guys at some point. Um, but dresses are hard. All that to say, yes, they are hard, especially when you're designing them yourself. Oh, we have Francis from Washington, D.C. Hey, neighbor, neighbor to my house in Maryland. Um, and let's see, Heather Jones. Let's see. We have Yarn Joy Podcast. Hey, and LJ Cross Stitcher. And got a lot of other people. Francis is saying, hey, Terry, watching from Pasadena, Texas. Wow. And we have Maureen from Greece. And she says, my videos have kept me sane, living on a very small island. Wow. Thanks so much. Happy New Year and God bless. Well, Maureen, I was supposed to go to Greece this fall, which obviously didn't happen. I don't know if it's the same island, but I told the viewers it's kind of a 60th birthday thing for my husband, and it's been postponed to 2022, but it does involve traveling to Greece. I've never been there, to that part of the world. So looking forward to it. Stay safe. Stay safe. I'm just looking forward to visiting your neck of the woods. Um, we have Crystal from Alberta, Canada. First time watching you live. Wow. Thanks for joining us, Crystal. Sorry I'm so late getting to your comment. And Russell from Portsmouth, UK. Wow. And we have Liam and I'm not sure I understand that, but that's okay. Elsa, she says, I'm logging in from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. To be exact, I am truly enjoying your video. It's my first time in. Well, thank you, Elsa. Um, just to let you all know, I did put a note on the description and below because I know some people never been here before for just our little fun chat hangout session, which is pretty much what we do. And I show you some goodies. And I have 2 more goodies to show you before it gets too late. But yeah, this is not an instructional time. I mean, some people get disappointed because I wanted to learn something. And I'm like, well, I've got about 600 other videos you can check out. So I did put a specific comment down there in the video description, just saying, if you're looking for video instruction, check out some of the other, the other videos. But this is just let's just hang out and have a safe space, a quiet, time together here. And Kelly says, okay, wait a minute. Archer Nay says, the Erin Hearts is my go-to for weddings. I want that big one, so I'll definitely buy that if it's available. Yeah, I don't Archer Nays. Actually, the bigger one that I was telling you about had so many issues. I didn't put enough rows in between where the hearts are, so it's just kind of doesn't look that great. So the one in the free video, the free pattern is actually, a better pattern. It has all the kinks worked out, all the issues that I had with mine worked out. And I put a lot of double tied knot fringe on mine, and the designer lady who bought my pattern says, I don't want any fringe. That, fringe comes and then goes, and it comes and it goes, in style, out of style. So I think currently, I think it's coming back, but I've always been a fringe fan. Boy, I say that fast 5 times. Fringe, I'm not even gonna try. But anyway, I've been a fan of fringe ever since I can remember. Anyway, so yeah, there is not a bigger pattern. I'm sorry. You have to, if you can figure it out, you could probably figure it out yourself. Kelly, it says, hello, I'm currently working on an Afghan from your Aran Afghans. I'm relatively new to crochet, but it is turning out beautifully. That's what I want to hear, Kelly. Thank you. Your video instructions are wonderful. I'm glad you found them. I'm glad. Yeah, that was my absolute first publication ever. Um, Back in 2000, that I believe in 2009 to Leisure Arts, and it was published in 2010. And Francis wants to know, how do I get the pattern for the crochet design of the month? Crochet cape. I am not sure what you're which one you're referring to, Francis, because I don't really have a design of the month. But if you want to email me at bonniebay@me.com, I could try to get you an answer to that. Um, Archer Nay says, I have a huge binder for Bonnie's patterns and starting on binder too. Oh my goodness. You take the books apart and add them. That's a great idea. Wow. Um, I do that to my music books, actually. That's the first thing I do, especially if a music book is bound where it flops closed. The first thing I do is I rip the cover off, put it on the front of the binder, inside that little sleeve, and then I just rip the pages out, slice off the gummy glue stuff, 3-hole punch it, and put it in a binder. That's what I do with all my music. It's the only way to go, especially if you're playing publicly. There's nothing like having your book closed. You just can't do that. Um, let's see. We have Sharon from East Tennessee, and let's see. Thank you for your sweet comments, Crystal. She says she's making 2 of the pattern, one scarf and the Hannah stole. You know, I haven't even talked about the Hannah stole. And can you guys guess? Can you kind of take a wild guess who this is named for? Hannah, our moderator. This just came out this week. I wanted to release it on Monday, but I just didn't. I ran out of time, so I bumped it to Tuesday. But I love the way this turned out. This is another one of those. It's a lighter weight than this one, but this is a really fun stole. Uh, a stole, or you can use it as a wrap. And you can see this is, I'm using the Red Heart sheep yarn. It's 100% wool. It's superwash wool. And let me say something about the superwash wool that I am learning. I have learned the hard way, and reading in a book. Superwash wool is really soft. It's nice, but the properties have changed a little bit from regular wool. And you need to know this before you wash something. You do not want to throw this into a washer machine. If you do, it's going to be ruined. With superwash wool, you need to be very careful to not, you just have to be very careful when you wash it, okay? Because if you pull on it and stretch it out, it will not bounce back like regular wool, okay? It has been processed in a different way, which makes it lovely. It gives it this amazing drape. Just be very careful when you wash it. You just need to like follow the directions on the label, but and that's going to be it. That'd be like another half-hour discussion. But all I got to say is be very careful with it. I actually made a mistake recently and put something in a washing machine because I was just impatient. It's about 2 feet longer than it was before it went in. So just use your imagination. But this yarn is really, really nice. And I saw on Hershinger's catalog, someone emailed me and told me that this yarn is like half price with their catalog. Normally it's about $7.99 in places per scan, and it was like $3.99. But you can use any other kind of a worsted weight yarn that you'd like. I would encourage you to get a thinner worsted weight yarn, not the thicker. I mean, you could use Super Saver. It's not going to have quite the same drape. It's going to be a little bit thicker, but that might work. But anyway, I really did like the Red Heart yarn on this particular design, and this is named for my daughter Hannah. It just reminded me of her, and I thought it would be kind of fun to give it a nice, pretty, feminine name after someone I love very much. All right. Let's see. I'm going to be getting close to finish here in just a bit, guys. Oh, Joni says she remembers the G.C. Murphy. Yeah, I love that store. It just brings back so many family memories. We used to go there a lot as a family, and they used to have a fountain, you know, where you can sit at a long counter, when they had those little round stools that you could, if you're like, I was about 5 years old, I remember just twirling around and around and around. But I just grew up going to that store, and that's the store where I bought my first skein of yarn and hooks. And that was my only yarn supply for many, many, many years as I was learning to crochet. And all the yarn they had there was not Red Heart, because Red Heart didn't exist. It was, I can't think of the name right now, but it was another, you know, basic brand. I think it was Windtuck. That's what it was. It was Windtuck yarn. Um, and Elsa wants to know the email address. I just typed it in. It's down below, Elsa, but it's also in the video description. Um, okay. Oh, we have Alicia says, Happy New Year from Mexico City. Buenos dias, Alicia. She said, I only wish I had more time to do them. Thank you. And we have Crochet Cats and More. She says, Hi, Bonnie. I'm late. I'm working on a blanket that I am watching your tutorial on how to make shells. You are a good teacher. Thank you so much, Crochet Cats and More. That's cool. Tammy and friends says, I'll try to catch up later, but staying now till the end. Love this time with friends. Yeah, you guys are great. I just got a bunch of new comments in. Well, I'm going to just try to hit on these lightly, guys. Katrina, I have to laugh. She says, happy to be part of the BBC, Bonnie Bay Crochet family. That's funny. That would be a fun little icon to use, except I don't want to get arrested by the UK and the BBC. That's funny. Yeah, that would be kind of fun to use. Okay. Oh, we have Emily. Emily's in the chat. Hey, Emily, thank you for your package yesterday. That was so, so sweet of you. I can't wait to actually touch and see the things in the box, though. Hannah got to do the unboxing with, we were on FaceTime doing the unboxing for that. Somebody's asking about Twitter. Yeah, I do have a Twitter. I don't really read Twitter much. I don't really do a lot of stuff on that, Francis, but I do have it. It's in the video description below if you want to check it out. It's just that if you want to get me, you know, like right away, my email that I have available to everybody, and Facebook is probably the faster way to get me. If you tag me on Twitter, I just don't have time to, you know, to do all the different social medias. But thank you. Well, Nancy says she still has she says, I have a strawberry shortcake doll, and I know what that means. I made when I was 16, and I'll be 63 this year. Wow. Isn't that cool? And I bet, Nancy, I bet it's made out of acrylic too. Because that's what this is. That's all we had when I started crocheting. But yeah, don't have to worry about any bugs eating that. Excuse me. And Tammy is here, and let's see. I think I'm catching up. Linda Jones says, wanted to ask if the Aran cable sweater might have a tree of life in the center. Ha ha ha. No, it will not have a tree of life in the center, Linda. Sorry. It's just gonna have cables. Big, beautiful cables. Or at least I think so. And Pooja wants to know if I can make a tutorial on the marigold sweater that's with puffed flower stitch sleeves. I'd have to look into that, Pooja, but if it's not my design, I would need to get special permission. So, you know, contact me if you'd like to get more into that. I am not really familiar with what that is just yet. But again, if it's not mine, I would need special permission from the publisher or the designer to do that. And Tammy's saying she does graph gans for her grandchildren, working on a cloud and rainbow with my granddaughter's name on it. Stitch, fiddle, and crochet one stitch at a time to keep up with the color changes. Wow. Yeah, I bet that's beautiful, Tammy. Send me a picture if you can. Post on my Facebook page. I'd love to see this that you're working on. Oh, Anne's in this chat. Sorry to be so late, Anne. She said, so, says, hello, Bonnie. Glad I managed to make your live. Happy New Year to you and all your viewers. And we were together a year ago. Can you believe that? A year ago, we were having an amazing time at Vogue Knitting downtown New York City. I mean, wow. How, that seems like, wasn't that like 5 years ago? It feels like maybe a decade ago. But that's only been a year ago that we were, I don't remember the exact date, but it was, yeah, it was the first week. It was like January 4th, wasn't it? It was the first week in January. Wow. Oh, crazy. And I'm still using your bag, carrying my stuff back and forth for these car trips, my friend. Thank you for your kindness there. I think of you every time I see that. Um, we have Lisa Hartman in the chat, Eric and Norma. Says, good morning all, asking for prayers from my family today. Grandmother's funeral is today. So sorry to hear about that, Eric and Norma. Um, I'm going to write that down and pray for you as soon as I get off. Um, and let's see. And Sharon Lane is saying thank you for the left-handed videos. She's I'm 58 years old and just made my first hat. Thank you very much. That's excellent. Okay, and there's a question coming in. Thank you, Hannah, for posting that. And thank you guys for being so kind. And we have, yeah, Heather Jones says, would you like to do knitting sometime? And also thank you for the message for my throw over. Actually, let me go ahead and use that as a segue into, I just have two more things to show you guys. I want to show you my progress. I am making my very first knit sweater, and this one happens to have some color work. Look, this is how far I've gotten. Isn't that fun? I'll go ahead and, whoa, lose my computer. This is what I'm working on. This is with Wonder Fluff yarn. This is mostly baby alpaca, which is amazing. It's a single ply. So this is the bottom of the sweater, and it's going to be from the bottom, up. And this is going to be around the sleeves as well. I'll just give you progress reports every now and then. This is, again, hopefully it'll come out decently. But I'm just really, really excited about this. The first time I've had to do color work, and you can see my floats in the back. My good friend from Crochet World magazine sent me some links that were very helpful so that I could try to avoid some things. And it's going to have hopefully a really pretty, collar with lots of color changes. There go my glasses. There they are. They didn't go on the floor. Good. All right. So let me just go through a couple more comments here, guys. And yeah, Crystal likes the left-handed tutorials. Good. I love providing them for you guys. I know, there are a lot fewer of you to watch them, but heck, if I if I was a left-hander, I would be lost in the molasses swamp watching someone do everything the opposite of the way I live. So I hope that does help. And we have Patty from Wildomar, California, and wishing us a wonderful year. Thank you so much, Patty. And Rosie says, I don't have a question, just wanted to say hello from a cold day here in Ottawa, Ontario. Oh, I bet it is cold, my Canadian friend. And Jessica says, useful things to crochet. If you're looking for useful things to crochet, Jessica, check out my channel. I've got many different categories and many videos in them. Lots of kitchen crochet, hats, scarves, lots and lots of things. Blankets, throws. And we have Lupita. Okay, and we have Francis. Okay, you guys are just saying hey to each other from Washington, D.C. Irma, sending love from New York. Thank you, Irma. And let's see, Kim. Is there a left-handed tutorial for the Tree of Life throw, please? Yes, there is an entire set of left-handed videos for the Tree of Life. So if you just go to that little spyglass question thing at the top of my homepage and just write Tree of Life, left-handed, they should all pop up. I believe if you look in the playlist, there's an entire playlist of just those. If you can't find them in my channel, email me, bonniebay@me.com, and I'll send you the link. I'll be happy to do that. Katrina, oh, how sweet. I read that already, but thank you. That was really sweet. And Pat wants to know, where is Becky? She's at work. Um, yes, and that, yeah, Rosie, yeah. Becky was the one that was here last week. Hannah's the one. She's been on with me, I think once, right, Hannah? I think she's been with me once or twice. But it's been a while. Um, let's see. Yeah, thank you, Swati. The worsted yarn I couldn't remember with Knit Picks is called Brava. I knew it started with the B, but I couldn't come up with the rest of the letters there. Thank you for being my brain today. Um, yeah, and Cynthia says she's using Knit Picks palette yarn for this year. I have to check that out. And yeah, let's see. Okay, and Jacqueline says she substituted her case Walmart mainstay yarn in one of the Celtic weave blankets, and it turned out beautiful and soft. That's great. Yeah. And we have a friend of us. I cannot read Russian, but greetings from Russia. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us all the way. I hope you're staying warm there. And Lizzie from Ohio. Um, Stacy from Ridgefield, Washington. Say, is it okay to have more than one project going at the same time? I hope so. I'm not even sure how many I have going right now. Actually, one main one that I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, I think it's totally fine. That's just the way my brain works. I have two knit projects, and a couple of crochet projects and a bunch of crochet projects waiting in queue for me to give them my attention. Um, let's see. Brat's mom. Yeah, oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah. Everyone's giving her that affirmation. Yep, it's good. Um, let's see. And let's see. I'm just gonna come on down here, make sure there's any other questions. We've got a good conversation going on with our. Okay. Okay, we've got some shenanigans going on. Okay, so thank you, Hannah, for keeping us safe there. It looks like a bot has invaded our chat. They're easy to get rid of. Okay, okay, Blue, I missed a comment here. Blue Hydrangea says she lost 2 friends this week. Oh my gosh, to COVID. So sorry about that. Her nephew, wow. So sorry to hear that sad news. Um, we'll have to add you to that. Just pray for you. Yeah, that's so sad. We have Sherry from Indiana. Thank you guys for taking care of each other in this chat. Wow. I'll be so happy when we no longer have that word COVID in our vocabulary at such a constant level. But it's just where we are right now. It's a season that we'll remember, I'm sure, for many years, but it will have an end too. And thank you. Is it Najal? No, Najal, I can't pronounce it, but beautiful. I'm sure it's a beautiful name. But it says all my best wishes for the new year for all the community. Thank you. Is it Najla? Well, anyway, thank you. That is so sweet, and thank you for your patience. Well, let me go ahead and show you something. I'm gonna show you what else happened to me this week. I am working on the Duel and Delight, as you remember. I don't know if you saw my video. I posted it. It's on my subscriber base channel, my watch channel, but I had to do a lot of ripping. This is just half of what I ripped out this week because I'm working on crocheting it back in. But let me show you what I'm doing. I'm working on the Duel and Delight, and this is coming out much better this time. It turns out I was just using the wrong hook. I changed up the yarn. So, and instead of stopping to just do a little swatch, I just barreled on through thinking, oh, it should be fine. Well, I kept going and going and going. And then by the time I got to where I needed to stop, this thing was almost like touching the ground, going around my neck and touching the ground. I mean, it was why I didn't stop sooner. Don't ask me. I just kept barreling on ahead. So I got to undo it all. So now we're back to normalcy, and this is coming out quite well. And I'm enjoying this yarn. And what's really nice about picking good yarn is that it's resilient. This yarn is been crocheted twice now, but it doesn't look like it. It's holding up well to the wear and tear of being ripped out and everything. So, I'll be getting on to this, and as soon as I get this done and the videos edited, that's going to be coming to my YouTube channel and to my other site as well. But it's oh, where did my glasses go? There they are. It's from my first main size book called Contemporary Celtic Crochet. So those of you who already have the book, um, the videos for this are coming. It's going to be a sweater wrap, and I I just really enjoy this yarn. I'm using a different yarn because the original yarn I used was Karen Simply Soft Light, which didn't last that long. It was in the stores for a couple years, and I loved the yarn. I used it on baby blankets. It had incredible drape, very cost effective. Um, but then they stopped carrying it. I think people didn't know what to do with it. I think if they brought it back now with the way YouTube has really surged since that time, I think it would really sell well. I mean, I would design with it all the time, but I'm replacing it with Barocco Vintage DK, and it's a little bit thicker than the yarn I used originally, but it's working out very well. And I think it's going to be lovely once I get it done. So okay, so yeah, okay. I hope I answered your question, Swati. Yeah, I'm using Barocco DK, uh, and I'm not exactly sure how many scans, but if you just do the yardage numbers, um, you know, crunch the numbers for the yardage that I used, just get the equivalent amount in the same yardage, you should be fine. Um, uh, oh, oh, thank you, Blue Hydrangea. She's so, you guys are so sweet to each other. Um, Okay, so Sherry says she's looking for a pattern that makes a size 2X and up. Sherry, if you want to contact me, I can, you know, if you want to just see if I can see what you're looking for specifically, I might be able to help or point you to um, some of my friends who design things specifically for that, that really do well with designs like that. Um, I have Courtney from Northern California. Um, let's see, I'm getting ready to sign off, guys, but I just wanted to make sure everybody's okay. I got all the questions answered. Um, let's see. Jacqueline says she's in Michigan where everything is closed because of COVID. Went to North Carolina for a break from everything. It was so nice to see people living. Yeah, that's the way I feel, Jacqueline. When I'm up in Maryland, everything is by the government order shut down. It's I'm not a fan. I'm in favor of people making adult decisions for themselves, but I'm also for keeping people safe too. Of course. But down here, I'm in South Carolina. It's a lot better actually, and I see a lot of people, wearing masks and being very careful as well, um, and keeping distance. I mean, everybody's following the protocol, and I think it's doing quite well. Um, but we're being very careful. But it is nice to be able to go out. I have to take things to the post office when I have books to go out, and grocery store, and that's about it. But we are able to get out and about if you're willing to do that. Um, I generally haven't done a lot of it, but yeah, I know what you mean. Some days you just want to go out and see another human being because we're not designed to social distance, and we've done it for a long time. Um, yeah, Blue Hydrangea says she loves the blue design. I love the lighter weight yarns. Yeah, I do too. I love them all. That's the problem. I haven't met a yarn I haven't absolutely loved. Well, for the most part. Um, I won't talk about the ones I don't love. um, Swati wants to know how many scans should we buy for it? I'm sorry. I'd have to look that up, Swati. I'd have to sit and do some math to figure that one out. Um, yeah, I don't even remember. Uh, let's see. Oh wow, Jane says her third great grandchild. Wow, Jane is on the way. So I'm working on your gorgeous cable baby blankets. Fun and easy. Well, thank you. That's great. Congratulations. Great grandchildren. Wow, that's fabulous. Um, my mother-in-law doesn't have great grandchildren yet, but anyway, we're not anxious for that, but wow, that's got to be a super blessing. Um, and Francis wants to know, do you ever have crochet knit retreats? You just that's a dream to be able to do something like that, Francis. I That's why I like to go to CGOA, Crochet Guild of America. That's the closest thing. And there's one scheduled for this year in July in Colorado. Quite honestly, whether that's going to happen or not because of the slow distribution of the vaccine, I don't know. Because a lot of women who attend those are in the higher risk category. So I don't know if that's the closest thing that I've come to so far, but I would absolutely love when things get better to, you know, to host something like that. That would be so much fun. And if I ever get a chance to do that, I will let you all know first off because I want you to have first dibs. But yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the, some of the other designers out there who've got, like hundreds of thousands of followers who've gone on cruises and things like that. I would love to do something like that, but just haven't, had an opportunity to date. Um, but yeah, I'm open. If you guys got suggestions, I'm open to that. I just need to way to facilitate it. There's actually an old house, an old, fantastic, beautiful, historic looking house that's been on the market in downtown Conway in the old part of town, and it's beautiful. But it would take a team. I mean, it would take a full-time crew just to maintain the grounds there. I mean, I probably couldn't even afford the gas for the lawnmowers to cut the grass and everything, if you know what I'm talking about. But I thought, oh, wouldn't that be great to buy this house? And it actually isn't that expensive. It cost about what a normal house in Maryland cost. Um, but because the cost of living here is so much better than it is of where I'm from. But this house is just amazing. And but you can look around the outside, and I've driven by it with my kids, saying, "Don't you think this would be fantastic for a like a retreat, or how about a crochet bed and breakfast? Wouldn't that be amazing? Just something where you could just stop in on the weekend that you wanted to." But it's an old house, and it would probably take, no joke, probably a couple $100,000 just to get the house back in shape again. And that's totally out of the ballpark for me. But I just thought it would be so cool to have this as kind of like a crochet central, kind of a bed and breakfast. But that would be kind of my dream, and hire, my kids or crochet friends to come in and manage it, and kind of so that no one's tied to it like with a ball and chain. But I don't know. I, it was fun to drive by and to dream for a little bit. But I'm gonna have to sell a lot more patterns before that happens. Uh, Kind of joking there, but well, anyway. Um, Probably should have had a muzzle there. Um, yeah, the color that I'm using on Duel and Delight, I don't have that information with me right now either, Swati. I'm sorry, but it's kind of a blue green, but I just love the way it is a blend of wool and acrylic, but there was enough wool there that it really took the way it took the dye is beautiful. It just has like little flecks of colors here and there, kind of a blue green, but more blue, I guess, than green. Um, yeah. Uh, so anyway, all that to say, yeah, I would love to do a conference with you guys. Oh, we have the Wool and Fun from Eastern India. Wow. Thanks for joining. And January Gem. Yeah, the tutorial is coming. It's just I gotta finish the project first. Um, all right, well, there are more questions coming in. It's already, oh my gosh, 1:30. So I really do need to sign off. I need to let Hannah go get some lunch, and I need to go check on Mrs. B. But I wanted to read something to you all. Um, Again, just wanting to be a source of encouragement and to get, you know, lift up our eyes a bit, get it off of the problems. Let's lift up our eyes a bit. And I, I read this morning, and I thought I can always always benefit from this. This is Jesus speaking, and it's in Luke chapter 12, verse 22 through 31. And this is probably going to sound very familiar to you all. But I hope this encourages you. And again, if there are people, out there, I'm sure there are, who aren't Christians, and this is not meant in any way to offend anybody or anything like that. This is where I roll. And I just throw this out there to encourage everybody. Okay. And he said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat, nor about your body, what you will put on. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Consider the ravens. They neither sow nor reap. They have neither storehouse nor barn, and yet God feeds them. Oh, how much more valuable are you than the birds? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? If then you are not able to do as small a thing as that, why are you anxious about the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his glory was arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass, which is alive in the field today and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O you of little faith? And do not seek what you are to eat and what you are to drink, nor be worried. For all the nations of the world seek after these things, and your Father knows that you need them. Instead, seek his kingdom, and these things will be added to you." And anyway, I hope that encourages you in some way. Just help to get our focus lifted up onto something a little bit higher than conflict and such that exist everywhere, it seems. But anyway, just wanted to wish you all a wonderful week, and stay safe and have fun crocheting. And Lord willing, I will see you next Friday. God bless. Bye-bye.